Oh, Lord. Good evening, KP Heathen. How are you doing? And the Black Widow channel, welcome. Well, come on now. Trying to get my stream up. Hello, Uncle Al. Hello, Dave. How's it going? And my friend Melinda Elliott. And I Bullfrog 79. So I had a false start. For some reason, it wouldn't stay on. I started up a couple minutes before 7 and it just, so I reset it. So I have to go when this is over and delete that 1 minute messed up pre-start. So if you see Coffee Talk number 268, there's two of them. Well, the second one that's quite long, that's the one I'm doing. That other one was a mess up, so don't even bother going by it because I'm going to delete it after this is over. Yeah, technology. I just love technology. Idaho Garden Girl, welcome. I'm going to go this week, later this week, I'm going to go and have my eyes checked and get new glasses because I can't see. I have to get fairly close to things to get near it, to know what's going on. People tell me, just look at the camera. Don't look at anything else. Just look at the camera. I look to where I can see what's going on. I mean, I'm sorry. Um, I also write. I'm writing right now. I've been told I need a wingman that'll be right here with me. Well, I'm not really set up for company in here when I'm doing this. I'm not really set up for. I'm using a roll top desk. I got my laptop set up on it. I'm basically on my backup channel on my laptop. I can't seem to get it to go into my main channel as a primary, and my daughter hasn't been able to figure out how to do that for me yet. So when I'm on my laptop, if I go to my primary channel, I'm a guest. It's like anybody else coming in to see my. I can't do anything with it. And yeah, I know I need to work on that, and I need to get that straightened out, and I need a wingman, and blah 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 blah. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. Mimi's Place. How's it going, Mimi? Thank you for coming. So let me go over statistics real fast. I'm sitting at 1,619 subscribers. I picked up 4 today if I keep them, or 3, I don't remember. 13.3 views. I'm way down on my views. I went for about 10 days without doing anything on my channel, so of course my views are down. Watch time 363. Yeah, I'm way down on my watch time. I usually average about 600 a cycle, and right now I'm at 363. I really did not get any watch time for a while. My last live, which was last night, was 243 views. My current short that I put up earlier today is 420 views. That one has a copyright on it, and I checked into it, and the reason it got a copyright is that I use Creedence Clearwater Revival, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, which is one of the suggested pieces of music that YouTube recommends, that they on their list of stuff that you can use. But apparently in some countries there's some sort of copyright issue with that music. So I didn't get penalized for it, but it says copyright, so I don't know. Just to me, YouTube is jacked up. My last video, which was my 1,600 subscriber giveaway, has 78 views. And I'd like to remind everybody that Amazon Prime days are tomorrow and Wednesday. I have been working in the yard. God almighty. I have a huge yard, and I've been working in the yard trying to get it cleaned up. I'm at the point where I might need to bring in mercenaries. I used to have people to do my yard for me, but basically yard work's about the only exercise I'm getting. So I've been trying to, every day I work on it, put a couple hours in on it. I'm drinking a bottle of water, which I added lemonade to. Trying to stay hydrated. It's very hot and humid here in Texas. And I think about those poor people up in Houston. There's still something like 400,000 people up in Houston that are without power after the storm. That storm was last week, And you still got 400,000 people up there that do not have power. A lot of older people, people with health impediments. There have been people, they're dying from heat stroke. Even prayer for those people. Yeah, I try to just do a little every day. The Bud Files. Welcome to Bud Files. I'm off on summer vacation right now. I have to go back on the 6th. So I have about 3 weeks. So the topic for today Uh, the sheeple, people, the sheeple panic and hoarding. Panic and hoarding. Uh, when, whenever there's a fear of anything happening, there is a run on the stores. I mean, Walmart, people go crazy over Walmart, and they go and they basically just shop them out of certain items. Seems like the toilet paper, they just make a run on the toilet paper. They make a run on a lot of the cheap stuff. They run the rice. They run the ramen. They run the beans. You know. They run the bottled water. They certain items they just run them, and you really should not be in that kind of situation. If you believe in being prepared, then something happening out of the ordinary shouldn't put you into a tizzy to where you go and you panic shop. You should be pretty well stocked up on what you use and what you need. So in an emergency situation, you shouldn't be going anywhere near any of these box stores or any of these places. You shouldn't be going trying to buy a gun. You should already have your gun. You should already have your ammunition. You shouldn't be running over to the gun store. You shouldn't have to do any of that. But of course, there are people who are not, and there are people who do, quite a few of them. The Rushmore Show, hello. Thank you for coming in. And Rodora, welcome. Little Lone Prepper, welcome. So, if something happens, like they had the attempted assassination of Trump, and I was listening on the various shows, and they were predicting that if that had happened, it would be a civil war. If they managed to kill Trump, it'd be a civil war. I'm not watching the Republican convention, but I did see a short blurb that J.D. Vance, the junior senator from Ohio, has been named as Trump's vice president to run with him. He's 39 years old, so the presumption is 4 years from now he would probably be the next Republican presidential candidate. He would be 43. He'd be about the same age as John F. Kennedy when he got elected. He was probably the youngest president, I think, in history, John F. Kennedy. And he would be around Kennedy's age. But I really don't want to talk about politics this evening. What I would like to try to talk a little bit more about is the idea of panic buying and the idea of hoarding. Now, somebody suggested, well, you know, what you need is you need like an 8x8 climate controlled storage unit at one of the storage facilities. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd have to look in to see what they charge, you know, what they charge for them. I figure it's $100 a month or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. But my concern about renting and having your stuff that you will depend upon at SHTF in a storage unit that is off your site, who's to say the situation happens where you can't get into it? I mean, it may be only a couple of miles from your house, but they may have it locked down, or they may have a run into it, and they may have been robbed. They break into them. I had a storage unit that was not climate controlled, but I had it just stored stuff in it, stuff that did not matter. And somebody broke in and broke into a number of storage units, including mine, made a big mess, took a few things, and made a big mess. And that stuff happens. So I'm sort of against the idea of putting my eggs in that type of basket off-site. I personally like the weatherproof matches, Dave. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of low tech. You know, you can have a Zippo lighter, and you can have extra flints, and you can have extra this and that and fluid, and nothing wrong with that. But I like the simple things in life. You know, now these aren't stormproof matches. These are regular kitchen matches. 10 packs, 32 in each pack, 99 cents. If I'm using sterno, or even if I'm using tabs, I would not be using tabs inside. I'd be using tabs outside because of the smell. But sterno, I would certainly be using. Sterno and canned heat, I would certainly be using inside. You can use it outside, but I use it inside. This is what I'd be using. I wouldn't even be using stormproof matches just inside. I'd just be using these. And you think, well, blah, 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 blah. These are 99 cents a pack for 10 of these. 99 cents. Think you can afford $5 worth? That's 1,500 strikes. And I mean, I say this with respect on a lot of things. Like, everybody thinks you have to be high tech. When I send stuff out to people, like, a number of you've got these from me. This is a 2-pack. Right now, these are going for a little over $5 for 2 of them. And I personally, I love these. They burn for 6 hours. You spend 15 minutes heating whatever you're going to heat, put it out. Relight it, put it out. Relight it, put it out. Runs out, you got another one. You get a 12-pack of these for $30 over at Singles. I've got cases of these. Low tech. Low tech. Yes, please leave a like. Please watch the replay. It'll be greatly appreciated. If anybody else has any questions, I'd be happy to give you my opinion or my take on it. I appreciate that question, Dave. Been a day, been a day. Golly, jeez. 12 in the house, 10 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. Please leave a like. Also, after the video is over, if the live stream is over, please come back and leave a comment. Well, thank you for watching. And I have nothing against the Zippo lighter. I've got several of them. I like my little, you know, I got a little USA Zippo. I like that one. I like these. Put this in your bag. Stormproof matches. They burn for 15-20 seconds. Extra strikers with it. I've got several of these. I've got the Zippo version of it. Susan Morrison, single mother. Hello, young lady. Now that she's got a channel, she's got 25,000 subscribers or so. Her channel has really blown up. You know, beautiful young lady from the Philippines, beautiful daughter, single mom. If you're not connected, I encourage you to connect. Well, I was over. Echo was live streaming, and I visited Echo, and she said you were taking a nap. No, you were watching a game, Dave. You were watching a game. I watch these highlights and clips of different things. I don't really have the patience, I guess, the way I used to you know, just sit 2 hours through something. It's I don't know. I've been told I reminisce too much and I'm not on topic enough. But you know, a lot of people, especially you got a good sized house, you know, it's my wife and myself, and we've got a daughter, and my daughter's got a room, my wife and I've got a room, she's got her woman cave, and I've got my man cave. This is my man cave. This is the spare. I've got my desk stuff set up in here, my laptop, you know, my gun case, my printer, got a couch, you know, and I've got plenty of space that I've got my stuff. Most of my food storage is in closets, spare closets that we have. Also, I've got a pantry where I got a pantry organized with that stuff. And yeah, I've got overflow. You look behind me, you can see some pails there. Those pails have been sitting there for years. Got some up over in the corner over there. Got boxes and such, freeze-dried foods all over the place. The closet's full of stuff, MREs. I got MREs, canned goods and all sorts of stuff. Bottled water. We've got tons of bottled water. I've got the three. I've got the 3 gallons. I got the 5 gallons. I got the 1 gallons, and I got tons of the 24 packs of bottled water. I built storage for that. Racks and racks and racks of it. And then we've got some rain catchment out back. The big plastic with the filter and all that stuff. But the idea is, in an SHTF situation, you're going to basically be where your stuff is at. Also, in an SHTF situation, chances are the power's out. So the power that you have is the power that you can generate. Now, if you're using a gas or a propane powered generator or generators, like if you got 2 of them and you rotate them and you're using them to basically keep your refrigerator, your freezer, running, you're going to be making a lot of noise. So like in about the first week or 10 days of an SHTF situation, it's not going to matter because there are going to be a lot of other people doing the same thing. But then at some point, if things are really bad and if they continue to stay bad or get worse, you're going to have people going to the sound to try to find food. They're going to be coming and begging and asking you to feed them. They're going to be thirsty. And, the question is, how are you going to handle it? That's not the topic for today, but that's generally related to sort of the topic thing for today, because you have people who are prepared. That's the thing about a prepper, it being prepared, preparedness, the Boy Scout motto. And the idea that you have number 10 cans and buckets and all sorts of freeze-dried and canned goods and plenty of bottled water and the means to keep stuff cold. It would be very difficult to power your house. The idea of like, oh, I got central air conditioning. Well, that central air conditioning is not going to be working because you're not going to be generating the power to run that. That's 200. That's 200 and 240, 220 volt. You're not going to be running that. Now you can be running some 12 volt fans to keep airflow going, keep it a little cooler. You certainly have your lighting. You got 12 volt lights, LEDs and such. You can certainly have that. And you can certainly have your 12 volt or 24 volt, depending on the system you're using. You can certainly have your cold beverages, water, milk, sodas. You can certainly mix stuff up. And you can certainly continue to be able to take showers. You can have a setup to where you can, once or twice a week, take a shower. Use about 3 gallons of water when you do it. Got to have plenty of water to do that. I'd be using water from the rain catchment for that. And, you're going to be stepping back 150 years or so. You can still have some conveniences, but general technology is going to step back for a period of time. In a serious, grid down situation. So they talk about hello, Mom of 4 boys. Welcome in, Rachel. They talk about um, hoarding. You know, my wife has her interest. She loves sewing, so she's got lots of material, lots of thread, lots of buttons, lots of zippers, lots of stuff related to sewing. You know, she can make clothes, certainly repair and patch stuff, do blankets, and she does stuff for people, gives it away. You know, somebody has a baby and she makes them a customized whatever. What she enjoys doing. She enjoys her gardening, and she's got all of her plants and everything. She enjoys that. She enjoys cooking. Um, yeah, yeah, anxiety medication. Mm. Um, I hear you. I hear you. I I look forward to getting back to work. Getting bored a little bit. I I feel for a lot of people. You know, we grew up in a different time. Things were different. Um, I feel for those people who got shot. That idiot, that 20-year-old idiot kid that, you know, I don't know, they're still looking into what motivated him or whatever. He got that weapon, his father had bought it. It was an AR-15. And one person got killed outright, two more seriously wounded. And Trump was just lucky. The Lord was with him. He could have just blown his head off, you know. People are saying that if that had happened, there'd be a civil war. You know, people are just so damn pissed off. Everybody's upset. Right now, he represents a threat to the liberal, woke, socialist establishment that's trying to take permanent control. Part of that new world order crap, you know. You will own nothing, and you will appreciate it or enjoy it, or, you know, what, I forget what that idiot said. Um, Isobar, welcome Isobar. Thanks for coming in. I need to get back into a routine where I go and I support. I need a regulated routine where I go in and support the channels that I need to support, instead of just looking at comments and then going and tapping on shorts. I get feeds of shorts and such, and I go and I leave comments, and likes on shorts. I'll do a few videos here and there. I'm really disorganized right now. I really am. And I don't want to get into all the, a lot of that stuff will come out. One thing that happened today is Judge Cannon, who is the federal court judge down in Florida, that case where they went into where the president lives and they took all of his records and his stuff that he took with him from office, and then they got things all screwed up, what's what, where's what, and they laid stuff out and took pictures like he'd had it like that, which was BS. Anyway, that case got dismissed, which basically throws that other one in Washington that they hadn't even started on yet. That one throws that one out because the questionable, well, the guy who's prosecuting it wasn't appropriately put in place. The thing being, supposedly, the president has to make an appointment and then Congress has to affirm it. And that didn't happen, so I think all that stuff is just going to blow out. But, it cost the man hundreds of millions of dollars to defend himself on all these different idiotic cases. Stuff where the statute of limitations was out years ago. And they're still finding a way to, and then, you got a local prosecutor trying to prosecute something federal, claiming he's got jurisdiction to do it, which he does not. Or they take somebody who's working at, for the White House, and he quits working for the White House and goes to work for the district attorney's office, and all of a sudden he's the prosecutor on a case or something. It's like, and you're saying all that stuff isn't, I don't know. I don't want to get anybody upset with me. I'm just saying, that if you're going to do stuff like that, you got to do it both ways. You can't just say, we're just going to prosecute conservative people. You look at all those people that on January 6th, I guess they were at Congress. They went up there to Congress. A lot of them, just peaceful protesters, peaceful people walking around. There was a few people got a little rowdy. But think about all the stuff that happened in those riots that they had, the George Floyd riots. Thousands of people involved, looting, burning, destroying billions of dollars worth of damages. You think any of those people got prosecuted for anything? Oh, no. No. Assaulting police officers. They burned a police precinct, I think was it in Oregon or in Washington, the state of Washington? Up somewhere, Seattle or someplace. I mean, where they don't want to do anything to defend, just one of the blue cities where everything's going to hell. No. Yeah, there are nuts in every group. There are. Yeah. You talk about backgrounds. There are channels that are big channels. And they bring in big money. They're monetized. They have people who join their channel and they do special stuff for them and all that. And they get donations, and they're making big money on it. Yeah, and they can have a studio set up. They can have a special area, special lighting. They can hire somebody, or they can have somebody working for them as a producer, using a special camera, a high resolution camera. They're using StreamYard, or they're using some program, very professional program. They got somebody working with them. They bring in guests. Well, I'm a small operation. This is me. This is my man cave. I'm using my new refurbished iPhone 12. Takes a good picture. Got a good image. I'm using a ring light right there. It's mounted on a ring light. I'm using my laptop, which I've got the video up on my backup channel. I need to figure out how I can transfer to my main channel over to my laptop, that I can use it as a creator, not as a guest. Because right now my backup channel is the main channel on my laptop, and I cannot figure out how to switch over to my main channel to where I can do original stuff on it. If you understand what I'm saying. I'm sort of messed up. I'm old. I was born in '62. I'm 62 years old. The internet came out after I had my education. I had 2 graduate degrees before the internet came out. So I'm educated. I'm back in the day I was fairly intelligent, but I'm not up on all this crap. Yeah, I will say this about that. Back in the days when I was in college, and I mean, I never had a student loan. My mom paid for my education back in the days. When I was in prep school, I remember this specifically. Uh, my senior year in 1980, 79 and 80, I graduated in 80. My senior year tuition was $100 a month. And I guess that was considered a lot back then. Went to a Catholic prep school. Graduated from a Catholic prep school. And then I could have went directly to university, but I saved my mom money by going to community college. And I actually went to community college for 3 years. And I got an associate's. I have over 100 hours from the community college. I mean, I was taking lots of classes. Stuff I was interested in, I was taking lots of classes. And then I transferred over to A&M Corpus, the university. And I got 2 bachelor's degrees, and I started teaching, and I got 2 graduate degrees. And I was going to graduate school while I was teaching, taking evening classes and summer classes. I got my last degree in 95, which is the year the internet came out. And, you know, when you did research, you were going through periodicals. You were going through, you know, they'd have bound periodicals, magazines and such, they have bound together. You were looking through books. You were looking through microfiche, a microfiche machine where we project, you know, stuff on film. And that's how you did your research. We were using MLA style for writing. They're still using MLA style today, 40 some odd years later, mostly. You'd write papers and you'd cite your sources and footnotes and all that sort of good stuff. Used a typewriter. You wanted a copy, you'd put carbon paper in between, you know, 2 sheets of paper, and you'd have a copy. When I graduated and started college, my mother bought me an electric Smith Corona typewriter, heavy one, electric one. Used correction tape. It was about $1,000 at that time. That's big money. Today, that's big money. Back then. Yeah, mental zombies. You know, they were talking about people coming over the border and undocumented. They're also talking about drugs like fentanyl. They say that over 100,000 kids, younger people, or people, overdose and die every year on those drugs. About 100,000. Think about that. You know, and it's been coming out, you know, they've been looking at cause of deaths of celebrities. You got celebrities who are using that crap. You know? Celebrities. I'm old school, sort of a square. I've never done illegal drugs. I've never even smoked marijuana. Now, back in the day, I liked my Bacardi. I liked my Crown and Coke. I mean, alcohol, beer, a couple of beers with a plate of barbecue. I haven't had a drink in 10 years of anything, really. I'm what you call square. I go to bed early. I get up early. I drink lots of coffee. Take my medication. They're talking about people with the backgrounds, and they got like the big U.S. flag or a Confederate battle flag in the background, and they show their guns. I never show guns. I never show what I have. Sometimes I'll talk about a little bit about guns. I talk a little bit about ammunition and such. I have everything to reload. RCBS dies for the calibers that I would use. Components. I haven't done reloading in years. I have not done reloading in probably been 10 years since I've done any reloading. Everything's just put away. But I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy going to the firing range regularly and shooting, shooting a few magazines or a box of ammunition, whatever. You really need to practice to be proficient. You need to practice. It's like exercise. I used to be into martial arts back in the day. It's been 20 years. And the idea is you exercise, you practice forms, you spar, which is where you are against another person. You're both wearing pads, and you try not to hurt each other, but you practice. And the idea is you're developing muscle memory. In a situation, you don't even think, you just respond, you act. Your body's trained certain moves and counter moves and holds and takedowns, pressure points, and all sorts of stuff like that, when you get more advanced, they start having you train on a weapons form. You have a lot of people I like to play with nunchucks. They give you nunchucks, and you've got to learn to, I always like staffs. A pair of short staffs. Long staff is fine too. Long staff's good. You walk around out, in the wilderness, or you walk down the street, and you don't worry about dogs. Have a walking staff with you. If you know how to use one, you can defend yourself. It's like a cane. People will train to know how to use a cane. But the idea is, in an emergency situation, you can't count that there'll be law enforcement. You can call law enforcement, but chances are whatever is going to happen is going to happen before law enforcement shows up. So what you have with you, who you have with you, what you have with you, what they have with them, that's going to be what's going to happen, or to deal with the situation if there's a situation. Jocelyn, welcome, Jocelyn. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Jocelyn's got a good channel. She's over in, I guess you'd say, the Pacific Rim, over Philippines, or she may be in Taiwan right now. She goes back and forth between the Philippines and Taiwan. If you're not connected with Jocelyn, I encourage you to connect with her channel. Thank you for coming, Jocelyn. I appreciate you. 11 in the house, 17 likes. If you have not left a like, please leave a like to support the channel. So let me go through this one more time. I'm always being told stick with the topic, so I'm going to try to get back to the topic. Sheeple, the sheep, the people, sheeple, they panic and they hoard. You never want to panic. And you never want to do panic buying. You should already have what you need to get by for a period of time. You should not have to go, be panic buying. And a lot of newbie preppers, people trying to be prepared for emergencies, a lot of those people, they do that. The new ones, they're not really prepared. They're trying to get prepared. They're learning what they need to do. Well, if something happens and I gotta go buy this and I gotta go buy that and I need this and I need that, and you see them down there and they got a couple packs of toilet paper and they got several cases of water, and you should already have all that. They got some canned goods or whatever. You should already have that. You should already have it. And then a lot of people have a room filled with buckets and gadgets and such. Well, gadgets. A gadget. LED. Life gear. .12-volt USB. It's got a battery in it. You can charge it. You can use it to charge your phone and use it at night. I use them at night. $18 plus tax, Walmart. Having a radio with batteries. A gadget. A manual can opener with a bottle opener, $2. Now, I got them on sale. I got several of these. I paid $2. I get a lot of stuff on clearance and on sale. Walmart, $2. Gadgets. They say buying number 10 cans and piling up number 10 cans. I got tons of those too. The idea is that in an emergency, I'm going to have food. I'm going to have beverages. I have power for my 12-volt refrigerator freezers. I have a couple of those that are in good working order. You use one, you got the other one as a backup. I have power stations that run on solar. I have solar panels on my roof. I also have foldable panels. If I had to go someplace, I could take them with me and unfold them and generate power on a good day when there's sun. You don't generate near as much in the wintertime as you do during the summertime. You may be someplace where you can have some wind power and you have wind generation. Have a combination, wind and solar. So, tomorrow, Foxtrot 11 Bravo. I've seen this movie. He's an inventor, and a Chinese man gives him a mag war, and they get wet, and him to Gremlins. Yeah, Prime Day's tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't know what that's about. I don't even try to pretend to myself that I would be able to do much to defend myself. I would try, but have any other options, but I would try to hide and avoid conflict if I can. Well, that's something that would be a good idea. Foxtrot does not have any subscribers. Yeah, my watch. $32. It's a military. Came with three bands. It's got the green, and I've got a black and a tan. $32 on Amazon. Keeps good time. Gives me the date. I tell you what, Foxtrot, I will add you as a standard moderator. Welcome, and don't make me regret adding you. Foxtrot's now a standard moderator. He isn't a creator, and he doesn't really have any subscribers. About a year into the YouTube channel was created about a year ago. So 17 likes, living in the house. So I've got certain things that I'm looking at purchasing. I'll let you all know. I'll try to post some more. I need to put up another short. I put up one earlier and it got a copyright based on, I checked into it, the music which was provided by YouTube, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Apparently certain countries, there's an issue with that music. I don't understand that, but it didn't penalize me, but it indicated it's a copyright thing, so I don't know. I'm not monetized anyway. I will plan on being back tomorrow at 7 for another issue or another coffee talk. I will try to put up another short. I'll try to do a couple of posts on my community wall. Still getting used to this new iPhone 12 mini that I'm using. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the support. I try to support those who support me. Right now I'm a little bit jacked up. I was out of it for about 10 days, and just equipment, and I changed my internet service. I'm using T-Mobile now, and trying to figure out what I need to do so I can live stream on my laptop Need to get my main channel configured on my laptop as the primary so I can do original stuff from it. Right now, when I go into my main channel on my laptop, I'm basically a visitor. I'm going to try to get my daughter to help me with that. She's the family genius. She just got her master's degree in December. She's just turned 26 this last month. So, everybody remember the Scout motto is preparedness, being prepared. Life is good, but it is what it is. And treat people the way you want to be treated. When you get up in the morning, thank God for the day. You don't know how many days you have. Your days are numbered. Say the Lord's Prayer. Keep your eyes open. Be cognizant of what's going on around you. Thank those that you depend on, that you love. Tell them you love them. Be thankful for law enforcement and responders, veterans. Lead by example, and a good leader has to be a good follower. And everybody, please have a blessed day, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye.